I really think that it will be delayed. It always gets delayed, and so my expectations is that I expect it to be delayed. I don't know if I should say that I'm worried, but of course it doesn't look very promising right now. And as long as we continue to ignore the aspect of equity and historic emissions, climate justice, then how can we expect any success whatsoever? It's like the press are saying that everything's good. Yeah. Like they're hoping.
The video that you posted, the like weird of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's like Instagram story.
If I speak for myself, I don't think I thought that this was gonna lead to something real, because let's face it, as long as we continue to ignore the vast majority of this crisis, as long as our main goal is to find loopholes and find excuses not to take real action, then we will most likely not see any big results at these meetings. There needs to be a big public pressure from the outside, and that is not what it is right now. People in power can still do almost whatever they want, as long as they say some nice words. And talk about coalitions and alliances, building alliances, fighting climate change, then they get away with it because they're not being held accountable. Some people seem to say that it's a success that we're making progress, but then when you actually speak to the people who are being present there, the people who are watching what's happening, it's a completely different story. That it's still fighting between each other, and that especially the least affected countries, the so-called developed countries, are still refusing to do even the bare minimum. So, of course, that may not be considered as success. There's still a very, very long way to go. Voices from activists of the most affected areas are still not being heard enough. We need much more representation, be present at everywhere, but especially at the conferences like the COP26.
Okay.